Akwaba means welcome, and you're welcome to What's New Today. My name is Eddie.
And my name is Darby.
And if today is your first time watching our videos, please do subscribe and like our videos. We appreciate that a lot. We have a lot of content we'll be doing and bringing to you. So each time you chance upon our video, make sure you consume whatever we put out there. Okay?
What are we discussing today?
Yeah, so there's this article talking about, it says, wives, your husband is your boss. Don't provoke, fight, challenge, argue with them. Your job is to submit to the Lord through him. That is the Archbishop Duncan Williams.
Yeah.
So let me quickly go through the story, then let's see what it says, and we will share our thoughts on this story. So it says, wife must not fight or challenge their husband, since God gave authority to men as the head of the family. Archbishop Duncan Williams advice. According to the cleric, the job of wife is submitting to the Lord through the husband. So this comes as a sermon on the 27th of February, and the title of the sermon was How to Unlock the Supernatural with Your Prayers. So in the story it says, your assignment in his life, as in your husband, is not to be a challenger or rebuke him or to correct him, he advised. Your job is to submit to the Lord through him, and if he is not listening, don't worry yourself, go to his head, for Christ is the head of the man, and the man is the head of the wife. So if he is not listening, don't argue with him, just go to his head, appeal to his head. His head will deal with him well, and that is spirituality, he noted. So the bishop in his preaching on the 27th of March said that wives should submit, they shouldn't fight with their husband, they shouldn't argue, just like in every marriage,
it's not limited to
in every marriage or in every home, and in the home of couples. Don't just go about ranting. If your husband does something, it is not in your place. From what the bishop is saying, it's not in your place to argue with him, to challenge him, and to probably say anything. Yours is to go to his head, and that is Christ, who is the head of the family, who is the head of the head. The man is the head of the family. So yours is just go to God, pray to God, go and report to his head that, hey, your son is misbehaving. Then God will deal with him well. So it's quite a statement. It's bold, and in the Christendom, it has roots. Okay, when it comes to the Bible, because the Bible describes men as the head, and the woman as let me just say a helpmate, okay, to the head of the family. So as the head, he kind of has authority over whatever is beneath it, okay? And that is how the Bible describes men, or that's how the Bible, categorizes men when it comes to a man and a woman in marriage. The husband is the head. It is biblical. So the bishop is in effect trying to say, just like you are in the house with your dad, you brought a woman, you married a woman in the house, and you do something. What the bishop is saying is that your wife should report to your dad that this is what you are doing. Then your dad will probably punish you, but not to challenge you that, hey, this is what you are doing.
So
what do you think?
It's quite an interesting, I'll not call it an opinion, it's quite an interesting sermon. Like I said, like you said, it's biblical, it's part of the Christian doctrine. And I'm not here to quote. But
No,
they said
hold on. What I'm saying is Christian doctrine is the man being the head,
yes,
not entirety of his message.
But
okay. That part.
I hear you.
Yeah,
I hear you. So, like I said, it's Christian doctrine where they say, where it's been said that just as Christ is the head of the church, the man is the head of the house.
Yeah.
So there is a hierarchy from family straight to the man, and from man to Christ. And what he's saying is pure doctrine, it's simple and straightforward.
Okay.
But we should also remember it's the same Bible And I don't, like I said, I can't give quotations, but somewhere in the book of Corinthians where it even chastised women from even speaking in church. It's like the woman should keep quiet, and whatever she has to say, she has to go home and tell her husband. And then if there need be, the husband will bring the issue to church. So to me, it's not unusual because it's something consistent in Christendom. So if you are going to follow Christianity, if you call yourself a Christian and you want to practice Christianity, these are the dictates of it. So when you meet people who do not, practice Christianity and they have a problem with this, it makes sense because you believe, and in this modern world, that you are co-equal, and I want to use the word co-equal. We cannot say your wife is ultimately the helper, especially in the modern world. You are more or less running the family together. And even in certain instances, in certain family dynamics, the man is still the head, but it's more or less the wife running the family because she is the one who makes more money and she is the one who does the financial lifting and sometimes the psychological lifting. Nevertheless, the man still plays the role in defending and providing security for the house, because no matter how strong the woman is, when you hear a gunshot, it is implicit, it's biological that the first person to go out and check, and I'm talking of on the average, yes, we have wimpy men and we have brave women, but we are picking on the average, say 60-70%, it is the man who is supposed to go out and check whatever it is. He defends his family. But that notwithstanding, we should not forget that if you are a Christian and you have a problem with this, then you have to look at your Christianity again. The woman has no place in confronting. Maybe you can discuss, but you cannot confront, you cannot argue, you cannot challenge your husband. And I believe it is biblical.
But honestly, I don't know how women will take this. I don't know how even Christian women will take this. I don't know whether it will go down well with them.
But a lot of women actually push this. A lot of women push this. There are lots of women who agree with this. Just the same way there are lots of women who are against it.
But let's look at the flip side. Mm-hmm. So the flip side, as in, if we empower men like this, what do you think will happen?
Men have already been. What you don't realize, men have already been. That's the whole idea of patriarchy.
Men have been empowered. So when people of such magnitude magnify such things, you realize that it kind of raises the whatever men have been doing, because it's like you just affirming.
In my own opinion, men have this inbuilt. In my own opinion, this is not news.
Yeah, men have. It's not loose, but
inbuilt.
It is inbuilt.
You meet someone, and his first argument is, "I am the man of this house. What I say is final." You can pick 90% of
it is, but it doesn't also make some of those wives mute. They equally do challenge, and they equally do voice their opinions.
So yes. Personally, like I said, on the personal base, you should.
The point I'm trying to make is,
as a woman, personally, you should.
Yeah, but the point I'm trying to make is, it's not everybody. We can't say every man. I mean, it is fine. It could be inbuilt or inherent in men, but then
I'm not saying inherent. It is that's a socialization.
Okay,
that's how.
So let's say that's how society has built people.
Yes.
So over the years, men believe they are all that powerful.
Yeah, that is why we say we live in a patriarchal society. Man naturally has the privilege, whether you agree or not. It is there. Whether you
it is there. I'm not arguing with that. But what I'm saying is that when people of such magnitude magnify some of these things, then it is somewhat becoming a problem. That's how I see it. I don't know how many women would be okay with it. Fine. There could be some women who will be okay with it, who are already experiencing it, who are already going through such things. But I don't know how many will say it and will like, okay, now I think I don't have to challenge my husband. Now I don't have to rebuke him. Now I don't have to correct him. Yeah, I don't know how many people.
It's a mainstream conversation.
How many people will now say that, okay, now I've learned something that I don't have to do.
There's a movie called War Room. Have you watched the movie?
Yeah, I've watched it.
Do you understand the moral behind the movie? You understand the story behind the movie? It means even if you meet your husband cheating, you do not accuse him. You rather go to your room and you pray. It's basically what he's saying.
So you agree with him 100%? You think women should do that?
Personally, no. But if you
So then why are you speaking
if
for
you
people?
ascribe to Christendom, no, this is the thing. If I'm going to be a Ghanaian,
Personally, what do you think?
personally, what I think, man is not monolith. We cannot be single-minded. Like I said, even in the modern world, you have men who are feminine and we have women who are masculine. You find what works in your family and you go with the flow. That is my personal opinion.
Yeah, so same here. I don't think women should be put in a box in such a manner that you can't have opportunity to, correct your husband. You can't have opportunity to rebuke your husband. You can't have opportunity to challenge your husband. Of course, we can have healthy challenge. We can have a healthy rebuke. You can have a healthy correction. It's not everything that your wife will talk about that should end up in a fight or that should end up in a disaster. You can do something, your wife can correct you politely. It is still correction. Don't forget, it's still correction. But then it is polite. And that will equally bring peace.
And as a man, you should also correct your wife politely.
Oh,
it's human.
that is not news.
You cannot say because you are the supreme benevolent dictator, stop it, woman!
Yeah, that is what this message seeks to do.
But like...
No, let's be real. Let's be real.
Like I was saying, we should not forget we have foolish men as we have foolish women.
Yeah.
And I mean this very politely, if you're marrying a foolish man, but he's a loving foolish man, you have to take charge sometimes and even enlighten him some of the parts. And you shouldn't rub it in his face. And if you marry a foolish woman, a very caring, endearing foolish woman, I'm putting it in quotes, yes, you should carefully pull out, we do things this way. You can never, it's a handshake. You will falter one place and your wife will help you somewhere, or your wife will falter somewhere. So you should understand that handshake, we help each other up. We are helping each other. Yes, the mantle is on the man, but that doesn't make the man the supreme benevolent dictator, or in some cases non-benevolent in some cases. Anyway, but that's my opinion.
So anyway, so let us know what you think about this message from the Archbishop. If you think that indeed women should not challenge, rebuke, and correct their husbands, and that will bring a peaceful home, well, let me know what you think.
Remember to subscribe again and like, share to your friends. Let's have this open conversation. Let us know what your friends think. Thank you.